one talks about controversial topics. No one exhibits any sort of racism, discrimination, or any desire to create an uneasy atmosphere for any person or group of persons. So, any indiscretion in that regard will not be tolerated by the club, and that is all to create a healthy and safe environment for everyone to improve their public speaking and communication skills. We also do not speak unless it is our turn to speak, and we keep ourselves on silent. We also actually do not crosstalk between whenever someone is on the stage. So, with that, it is my honor and privilege to hand over the charge to the acting president of the club, our VP membership. But before I hand it over, a quick reminder to everyone that today is the first death anniversary of the mother of our president, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, and that's why he's not available. So please spare a little prayer for the eternal blessing of her soul. With that, I am making Toastmaster Imran Rana the meeting administration and handing over the charge to Toastmaster Sila Ali. So over to you, Toastmaster Sila.
Everyone, good evening. It is my honor and privilege to start the meeting as the acting president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. For those who are new, Toastmasters International is a global non-profit organization. It was established in 1924 and with clubs in more than 140 countries. It helps individuals develop communication skills, leadership skills, and confidence. As this is the Karachi Toastmasters Club, and I feel really honored about it. It's not a club, it's a community where we grow together, support each other, and lift each one of us up. And it is a specially distinguished club, one of the oldest club of Pakistan, having a year of 26. It is 26 years, so 25 years old club. And it is a wonderful platform. We always meet each other on every Wednesday at 6:30 PST, Karachi. So with that, let's make another announcement that as Nitimtal has announced that it is the first death anniversary of our president, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. So let us all remember her mother in prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make her the highest and grant her the highest place in Jannatul Firdaus and bless her soul and forgive her all the shortcomings. Ameen summa ameen. So let's begin our meeting formally. And before going to start the meeting, let me have the business segment. And I would like to recall and share the updates from our last meeting. Our last meeting, the best speaker was Toastmaster Latif Mansoor. And the best table topic speaker was DTM Dr. Shahrukh Shahnawaz. Best evaluator was Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Best facilitator was Toastmaster Uzair Dodi. And best Big Four was awarded to those DTM Dr. Shahrukh Shahnawaz again. So please put your hands together again for all the winners of the last meeting. Okay, so now let's introduce our guest. Our first guest in person is guest Mars. So please put your hands together and welcome guest Mars. Please, Mama, would you like to come here and say a few words and introduce yourself, please?
I was previously a Toastmaster when it was running beach pleasure. Okay. So I had a very big gap in between. I had to go for some trainings also. I was working with DHA and now I'm working in a Chinese firm. So after a long time, I have joined the PES, this Toastmasters again. So what was the year when you were? I think it was 2018 or 17. Okay. Something. It was a very, I don't know, something. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I, me and my friends were there. We all come together. Now everyone is busy, so I am the one who has joined again.
Thank you so much, our um, very old Toastmaster. Then, as we know, that old is gold. So please be with us. But I'm talking particularly about this old piece. So please do come again and be the member as well. Once again, so thank you so much. And now it's time to welcome our Toastmaster of the evening, a dynamic personality, charismatic speaker, someone who always brings energy and inspiration to the stage. And he is a Toastmaster since 2009 and became a DTM in 2020. And as our Toastmaster of the evening, please put your hand together and give him a bow. Thank you.
Thank you, acting president. So it was very difficult to come up with the theme of today's meeting, but it was ATM Dala, and I finally reached to a conclusion and agreement. So today's meeting theme is enabling equity for differently abled persons. And before I can explain or discuss various aspects with you about these topics, I would first like to ask that what is a constitutional law for you? In one line, constitutional law or constitution. Is it a book? Is it rules which were made by some old people who had no idea what they were doing? Or is it something more?
It's a contract. It's an agreement.
That is the philosophical part. Yes. It is a social contract. Very good. Anyone else? What do you think? As an average person, a person who has no knowledge about law, who has no knowledge about background, how do you perceive or how do you think when the word constitution comes to your mind? Anyone?
Legal binding set of rules.
Besides that is a very boring and old definition.
Everyone should be treated.
Yes, that is the basic spirit of constitution. In one line, everyone has to be treated in accordance with law. Everyone has to be has to be treated equally in accordance with law. And with this word equally comes another word which is totally opposite of this word. Can anyone tell me what that word is? If you are not being law, what is the proper word for it? Discrimination. Discrimination. So yes, equally and discrimination go hand in hand. Toastmaster DTM Kalha came up with the word equity. Can anyone explain me what is equity? It is different from equality, but what is equity? Keeping in mind today's theme.
Giving fair chance to someone?
Yes, very good. Basically, equity means that freedom from disparities or discrimination with respect to people from different backgrounds. That can be on the basis of race, religion, or any other aspect. Today, we are going to discuss with respect to differently able people. And with this, only one last question. I'm like now started with this lecture of law. That what is the prime fundamental right which is governed besides the right of life and liberty? What is the prime fundamental right which is the core, which is the spirit, which basically makes treating differently able people or stop discrimination with respect to people with different backgrounds on the basis of their background? Can anyone name that particular fundamental right? Job is one of the part. Employment is one of the aspect.
Absolutely.
That is one of the aspect. Besides that, can anyone tell me the name of the fundamental right? We should know all the fundamental rights basically as being a citizen of Pakistan. Life and liberty. Besides life and liberty. Besides life and liberty. Besides that.
Access.
That is part of that. Obviously, we will discuss about accessibility as well. the right of dignity.
Okay, yes, sir.
Unless you can understand the right of dignity, you won't be able to understand any other fundamental right as well. Because if you are not being treated with dignity, it also leads with committing torture. It is not that you are physically being tortured. No, the proper word is protection from torture and humiliating treatment. So the word dignity is there. When we are talking about giving equal representation on the basis of gender, basically we are treating the other gender with dignity, or you are being treated in accordance with as per your gender, on the basis of your gender with dignity. So the right of dignity is very important, and it has some very deep understanding as well. And most of the work is being doing on this particular right. So whenever we are going to talk about fundamental rights or human rights with respect to particular people of particular background, we are talking about the right of dignity. All the other rights will sprout from this particular right. Anyway, moving on. The Karachi Toastmaster has a long history, and we will also recall the moments in which the Karachi Toastmaster was able to provide accessibility to differently able members as well. So the first part of our meeting is prepared speeches, and the second part is table topic section, and the last part is going to be general evaluation. And with respect to my roles, I have the supreme role holder, Toastmaster Imran Rana. He is the grammarian, he is the timer, he is the board counter. So please, Toastmaster Imran Rana, make it short, make it quick. Explain all of your roles in one go.
Thank you so much. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a grammarian and word master, first I would like to explain the role of grammarian. I would be noting down the incorrect usage of grammar, and if I'm able to, I would also note down some good usages of grammar and vocabulary as well, if time allows and energy. Okay, in the end, I'll present my report about the incorrect usage of grammar and how to correct them. Uh, Today's word of the day is accessibility, and accessibility means to provide access, right? In simple terms, to provide access. So, accessibility means making things easy for everyone to use. For example, adding brands and captions help people with different needs access the same information. Or the core meanings is the ability for all people to access and use something without barrier. Example of sentences would be accessibility ensures that everyone, including people with disabilities, can join and participate in our Toastmasters meeting. By using clear fonts and captions on our flyers, we improve accessibility for all members. Use the word of the day as much as possible, and I will present the report about who used the word and how many times the word being used. As a timer, my role is to make sure that the meeting proceedings are on time. There will be different timing for different segments. If we have a speech from 5 to 7 minutes, then the minimum qualification for 5 to 9 speech is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But at 5 minutes, I'll show the green light, and at 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow light, and at 7 minutes, I'll show the red light. So this red light means the speaker will be left with 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds pass, he or she will be disqualified. For table topics, for the table topic speech is from 1 minute to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So the minimum qualification is 1 minute. At 1 minute, I'll show the green light, and at 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow, and at 2 minutes, I'll show the red. This means the speaker will be left with 30 seconds. After that, he or she will be disqualified. For speech evaluation, the speech evaluation is from 2 minutes to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At 2 minute green, 2.5 yellow, 3 minutes red, and after 30 seconds, the speaker will be disqualified. And as a vote counter, so there will be 4 category of voting. First one is the prepared speech, best prepared speaker. Second one is the best table topic speaker. Third one is the best evaluator, and the last one is the best big four. So every time the poll will be floored and you have to cast the vote. We don't use papers anymore. We now move to the electronic voting. Okay, so every time you will be receiving the poll, all you need is to cast your cast your vote for the best prepared speaker, table topic speaker, evaluator, or best big four. If there is a tie, then I'll cast my vote as a tiebreaker and break the tie. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
So basically, Toastmaster Imran known as the grammarian and the timer. These are the most feared roles in our meeting because as a grammarian, he gets the chance to tell us what mistakes are we making when it comes to our grammar. And as a timer, he is the only person with this power to say to a speaker, no, stop, your time is up, you cannot speak. Every member of the Toastmaster is going to encourage you to come on the stage and speak, except Toastmaster Rana/timer. And he's the vote counter, which is the most controversial role as ever, well, especially if there's a tie. So yes, wish you all the best, Toastmaster Imran Rana. We had our counter, Toastmaster Azhar. You are the counter. Well, Azhar, I'm on the counter. Yes. Okay. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Shahrukh. As an R counter, I will try to find out the filler words that you intentionally and the rest of you unintentionally will utter probably. I will try to note all them down and I will submit my report by the end of the meeting. Over to you.
Toastmaster. And now we have the joke master, Toastmaster Eva. Toastmaster Eva, the charge is please come on the stage. The charge is all yours.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, when attorneys get married, they don't say I do. They say I accept the terms and conditions. And the last one, why was schooling easier for cavemen? Why was schooling easier for cavemen? Because there was no history to study.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eva. Actually, this is not a joke, the first one. It is reality. Because the marriage is basically treated legally as a contract as well. So anyway, moving on. Before inviting Toastmaster Majid as our first speaker, I would like to share with you something that there are basically 9 international core documents pertaining to international law, international human rights law. And they basically deal with torture, racism, rights of migrant workers, women, children. And one of them is the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And Pakistan became its party in 2011. And after becoming party to this convention, Pakistan has introduced many laws at federal and provincial level to ensure that the differently able people their rights are protected and they are provided with equal opportunity, especially with respect to employment. With this, I would now like to invite our first speaker, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. His evaluator is going to be Toastmaster Akhtar. For Toastmaster Akhtar, please introduce the project of Toastmaster Majid Akhtar and come on the stage and take the charge.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster of the Day, to call me over here for evaluating Toastmaster Majid Akhtar's speech or presentation. Basically, this is somewhat different speeches from the normal path. Toastmaster Majid Akhtar is pursuing a speech from Leadership Excellence Series. I have never seen this handbook in my life because I'm still struggling with my pathways. That is how you are advanced to me. In that particular series today, he is giving his presentation on resolution of conflict. The presentation come speech is spread over 10 to 15 minutes. Now I would like to invite him to set the stage and initiate his presentation. We are all with you as an audience.
You, sir. Thank you very much. So we look at first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for turning up. One of the biggest thing which we all have to face, whether we want or we do not want, is dealing with conflict. So when I still remember, I used to do TV shows for Pakistan television back in 2002. So we used to have only two people in that room. So when we were only two people in that room, so we normally were accommodating each other. But the moment that a third person came, then politics got started. Whatever various points that person was not happy with me, he started sharing those with that third person. And whatever point I was not happy with that second person, I started sharing with that. So that how every time there's a third person in the room, the difference of opinion starts coming. Because earlier we were accommodating each other, but now we have a third person, and now there is going to be a difference of opinion. You might not be knowing the gentleman who's sitting in front of you right now is one of the legal wizard of Pakistan. He is judicial magistrate. He has been judicial magistrate, but now is very senior, seasoned lawyer. He is sitting very humbly. He is hiding his true identity. He's portraying himself as very humble man, but he's a very powerful person sitting amongst you right now, mashallah. So yeah, this gentleman has to deal with conflicts on daily basis as part of this profession. Conflict. So why exactly does this conflict arise? Anybody would like to share some thoughts? So maybe
Because of the difference of opinion.
and why exactly this difference of opinion come at the first place?
Personal biases.
Personal biases. Very nice.
Maybe five fingers are not.
Lack of tolerance.
Lack of tolerance.
Egos.
Absolutely.
Personal benefits.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much.
Egos.
Professional jealousy.
Professional jealousy. So you would also like to say something.
As humans, I mean, that is
Right,
part
because-
of the
yeah.
personality.
Absolutely. So I interestingly was made this concept understood from the heavens by the Almighty with a very good example. And in that example, when I am drawing 6 here, so this 6 is 6 for me, but it's 9 for you guys.
Yes.
It's 6 for me, but this is 9 for you guys. It's the angle from where you are looking at the things. Then no matter how much we argue, this 9 will remain 9 for you guys because the angle you are sitting at, it is 9 for you. I still remember now I've turned 47. Probably I'm a little patient with my emotions now. Earlier, I used to be very overexcited with my concepts. Every time a person used to say no to me, there was that spot which I used to feel. How in the world, I mean, this person is not agreeing to me. I was 22 at that time. Then with this example, the Almighty made me understood that not every time I can be right. So another example I came to know at that time was the difference between arguments and discussions. So when we are having argument, many times we inside will realize that other person is also saying the same thing, but with the different words. In arguments, I will not agree because there are egos playing at the back. There's a competition playing at the back. But when we are having discussions, then the whole story changes. In discussion, we get to have tolerance, space inside our heart for each other. While in arguments, we will not agree that you're right. Because if I will agree and we are in the state of argument, then obviously it is going to be my insult if I agree to your point. Therefore, discussion is actually encouraged. In the world of legal wisdom, they have invented this art of mediation. And in the world of mediation, what do we exactly do? We do discussions. Conflict resolution is what we do to identify and address conflict in a mature and respectful way. Conflict resolution, many times when we're trying to resolve conflict, our personal emotions dive in. As somebody who is trying to resolve conflict, it is very important that we keep our emotions in our control. You know, many times we get to have personal biases. I might not be liking person A, and I might have special likings for person B. So these personal biases can contribute negatively. So when resolving conflicts, conflict resolution is what we do to identify and address conflict in a mature and respectful way. We need to pay heed and respect to everybody, whoever is actually saying whatever. Like in Constitution, we have this space created for everybody to have respect. Next slide, sir. All right. So, what types of conflicts are we going to have when we are having these conflicts? Contentious personalities. Anybody would like to share any thought? What comes into your mind with this word contentious personality?
Okay, maybe personality with specific intentions to
Without conflict.
yeah.
Which one?
Very amazing. Anybody else would like to say the same, share the same thing with a little different
I
words?
try to displace what is there, but there is only one word. I think there are certain person just want to have a different opinion.
Absolutely, sir.
And it is entrenched in their personality not to be agreement.
Absolutely.
Unlike
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So contentious personalities is a type of conflict. I cannot agree to you, which is going to be my insult if I agree to you. I'll start by no. You'll tell to me that today sunrise took place at 6:45 a.m. and it did rise at 6:45 a.m. I said no. It did not rise at 6:45 a.m. It was 15 minutes before 7 o'clock. I'm saying the same thing, but I will not agree to you because I have this contentious personality. So we need to be very smart when we are dealing with people. And when we come across people like such, God has given us one knowledge of being patient and being tolerant inside our hearts. We need not to argue on every point, because if we are trying to argue and if we are trying to win every argument, particularly with the type of psyche who is contentious, then that psyche is already made contentious, but we will ruin our own peace of mind. So let's keep our state of mind at balance. If somebody is saying, try to explain your point of view. But once you get to know that somebody is arguing only for the sake of argument, then go quite peacefully. Let that person live in the heavens other person actually living in, and let that person be happy in that world. Second is misunderstanding. Once we are psychologically mature, only then we can accept the fact that there has been misunderstanding. Yeah, because otherwise we only will let ego do the drama. Misunderstanding is many times this is the perfect example. 6 for me, 9 for you. Yeah. So there's always going to be an argument over this, but this is actually a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding because of the angle, from which we are actually looking at things. Issues, types of conflicts. Now again, issues can be when we talk about politics, which in fact has this tendency of different people having different opinion, different biases for different political leaders, different situations, different circumstances. So these our own political biases, our own opinion biases are another reason why the different opinion come into place. Issues are actually occurring when we have different perspectives and we are not ready to listen to the perspective of the other person. And that is the exact place when the issue arises. Style of leadership. Many times, when we are there as a boss, then we might be saying certain things very right, but the way we are addressing it, you're wrong. Only because of the style which we use, our subordinates might start hating us. Only a couple of days ago, I met a person. That person was telling me, that person is a leader in an organization, and that person was sharing one secret that for no reasons, 4 employees have resigned, and they actually have gone to HR and they have talked bad for me. They have talked bad about me as a leader. And that person was just wondering why in the world did they do that? So many times there can be genuine reasons, but particularly in the organization, people are doing it just to do character assassination. One of the most easiest thing to do, blaming somebody for doing something which is inappropriate. Particularly sexual harassment in organizations, 99% favor goes to one gender, and only 1%, because people have their own tendency. They actually enjoy these topics. They enjoy these topics, and most of the time they'll give favor to one gender. Without even giving space to explain to the other gender. This I have observed in the organizations taking place. Unfortunately, there should be a balance. If somebody is coming up with an allegation, then before giving sentence to someone, at least space should be given to the other person who is being hacked. At least a space where he or she could explain his or her situation. That should be granted, as granted by the Constitution of Pakistan or Constitution of any country. Or sir, can you go to the next slide? All right. So methods for resolving, how Toastmasters International tells us that how we can actually resolve conflicts depending upon situations. These are various tools. Once we get to know that somebody is only cooking up, interestingly speaking, very interestingly speaking, it has been on 1st July, I in fact took charge as division director. And I cannot tell you exact situation, but I have been receiving complaints surprisingly. And if I was not having this 23 years work experience, then I would have totally gone caught up into those various, not needed arguments at all. I know that those arguments are only coming to me, are being sent to me just to create a situation of havoc for me, just to create a situation of unrest. Because if I was naive, then I would have definitely gone caught up in those situations. But I actually knew that these are all fake situations. Only things are being routed, coming from different corners. Yeah, as if this is a massive problem to solve. Amazing. I only look at those messages and I smile. 2nd July, 3rd July, 4th July. It has barely been like 1 week, and people are messaging from all corners of the world. Wow. Thank you very much. Toastmaster is a place where we all come for the education purposes, for learning purposes. But wow, you've become, sooner you'll have this resignation, you'll be surprised how people will start routing things towards you. And if you are not having any experience of dealing with conflicts, then I'm telling you, then you're done. So yeah, now I cannot exactly.
Jokes are on the jokes.
Yeah, jokes apart. Yeah.
Jokes apart. That's why you're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just only sitting and watching how things are taking place. Yeah.
I heard one quote somewhere. Once a wise man said nothing. So you are that wise man.
Yeah. I'm trying to follow the philosophy of Sun Tzu, the famous Chinese philosopher. Winning the fight without entering into fight. Sun Tzu. Yeah. And people might be saying and thinking that you're not doing anything, but you still are doing something. For people, you might not be doing anything, but still you're doing a lot of things. All right. So smooth it over. Many times problems are going to come to you. Smooth it over. What is smooth it over? Cut it down. It's not that complicated. It's only many times people are only portraying things as a big problem, Many times only your imagination and mind is telling you this is a problem. But in reality, things might not be as bad, the much bad. Those things are being portrayed of the way your mind is probably telling you at that situation. Force, many times, methods of resolving conflict, many times you're sitting in the power, then you can forcefully fix the situation as well. But not at Toastmasters. They said, this is an education program. Even I have been very gently responding to after a little gaps of like 4 hours, 5 hours after having those received, after receiving those messages, I have been responding with the same thing, with the requesting tone, this is education program, sir. Let's only ignore. These are very regular things which we face in our normal life. We all are coming from the professional backgrounds. That we face the similar situation in professional life. And do we exactly give hype to this exact situation we're facing right now? Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, a program where we only come to learn things. Compromise. Many times, to resolve a conflict, we need to compromise. We need to take a step back. 4 matchsticks. 4 matchsticks. This matchstick is burning. If this is still sticking to it, this is going to be burnt. But only this matchstick, if takes a little back step, then the sequence is going to be broken. This was burnt earlier. Since this matchstick was still sticking to it, this got burnt as well. Only the step this matchstick took, it actually took itself away from that sequence. And the whole thing got changed. So many times by just staying solid, you can actually resolve conflict. Compromise is actually, what is compromise? Compromise is staying silent. Can you go to the next slide, sir? Sure. All right, facilitate collaboration, find the root cause, allow all parties to speak. So I in fact also did this mediation course. So in that mediation course, we were taught that find the root cause, what exactly is the issue. Many times when people are fighting over an orange, sometimes people are only wanting the peelings of it, and there are people who are only wanting the actual orange inside. So when 2 people are fighting over an orange, find out the root cause. One person might only be needing the peeling of it. Second person might only be needing the content, the actual orange inside. You'll only get to know about it once you'll find out the root cause. Then the issue can be easily resolved. The person who's wanting to prepare the jam, peelings can be given to that person, and the actual orange can be given to the other person, and the conflict is going to be resolved. Allow all parties to speak. Many times, conflict also remains once parties have this grievance of being unheard. We need to give space to people to let them speak up. Can we go to the next slide, sir? Before you show me the yellow light. Okay, facilitate collaboration. A word of caution: do not allow emotion to consume the parties involved. Like we said, do not let your own emotions and do not let the parties who are trying to resolve the issue. Just try to facilitate them by not having them gone totally out of control and having their emotions controlling their feelings. All right, word of caution: do not allow emotion to consume parties involved. Keep a respectful, empathetic, and caring attitude towards everyone. Pay respect, create an environment of respect. Stay away from blame and accusations. Do not become party to anybody, and refrain from this game of blame and accusations. Encourage all parties to listen, identify area of disagreements, identify areas of agreement, search for solution, reach a consensus. For these points, encourage all parties to listen. Tell everybody to listen to each other. Identify areas of disagreement. What are those various points where they are actually disagreeing? Again, there are areas where they are agreeing as well. Find out those points where they're actually agreeing. Then search for solutions, find out those solutions, and then try to reach at a consensus. This way, you will be able to resolve the conflict. The brainstorming method: write down all ideas as they are generated, evaluate the positive and negative aspects of each idea, narrow the list to the idea that best resolves the problem. Discussion, and then coming up with the best solution for the problem. Conclusion: a leader must resolve conflict patiently, with peace. Many times situations are not as bad, much bad situations are appearing. Tabletop master, but not just master.
great speech by Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. And he has this extensive work with respect to money laundering, and we have also been able to discuss this particular issue as well. So with respect to replying to Toastmaster Imran Rana that no, he is doing something, working on money laundering. And he's a passionate speaker, and he rightly said that the purpose of the Toastmaster is education, and that is also the purpose and intention behind today's theme as well. So before moving forward and inviting our next speaker, I would like to elaborate this word accessibility, how it is defined in the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Basically, it says that state parties, all the states which are member to this convention, shall take appropriate measures to ensure to persons with disabilities access on equal basis with others to the physical environment, to transportation, to information and communication, including information and communication technologies and systems, and to other facilities and services open or provided to the public both in urban and rural areas. So basically, the entire idea behind this particular word is to provide them with easy access so they can comfortably participate in day-to-day activities with respect to transportation, with respect to their employment, with respect to education, and especially with respect to communicating. Because oftentimes we take our ability to speak and communicate our ideas, our thoughts. We basically don't take it as much. But for some, it is very important. It is very crucial, and they can find it very difficult to communicate their ideas. And this, by introducing accessibility in our workplace, even in Toastmasters, we can allow all our members to participate in all the meetings, activities, and be a great speaker and be a great listener. With this, I would like to invite our second speaker, Toastmaster Asif.
I just want to ask
Yes, yes.
from your perspective. It used to be a disabled person. Then comes the person with a special need. Now it is a differently abled person.
Yeah, that is the next. It is on my to-do list. So yes, it is the very next line which I'm going to address as well. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Asif. He's a passionate speaker and is on a journey to becoming our next DTM. And his evaluator is Toastmaster Eba Reis Khan. Toastmaster Eba Reis Khan, please come on the stage and explain the project and introduce the speaker.
Okay, Toastmaster Asif is doing presentation mastery, evaluating a project, evaluating, right?
Writing a speech with a
Writing a speech with a purpose. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and the topic is preventing the next incident, the legality of life, safety in buildings, and the purpose of this speech is to raise awareness that life safety. Oh, this is wait. Could you send me the sheet if it's possible? PM Imran.
The evaluation sheet.
Yes, the evaluation sheet.
Okay, it's quite simple. Write a speech with a
purpose.
yeah,
Okay.
right. Or ask the purpose. What's the purpose of the speech? Then the speech should have proper structure, that is opening, body, conclusion, and it revolves around
A certain purpose.
yeah.
Okay, the duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The speech should have a proper body, the opening, main body, and closing. And there should be a specific purpose. The purpose of the speech is to raise awareness that life safety. Should I read it out? Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
That life safety is a shared responsibility and that preventing the next incident requires action from governments, buildings, owners, professionals, and every citizen. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ms. Hiba, and Toastmaster of the day. Just imagine you are in a shopping plaza to buy some grocery, to buy some clothes, to some crockery items, or just to pass time. But suddenly, smoke fills the building. Lights goes off, and you stuck in a complete darkness without knowing which way leads outside the building. And your survival depends on luck, not on design. This is not imagination. This is the story of the painful incident of Gul Plaza. And sadly, these kind of incidents repeated again and again with a certain passage of time. Whenever these incidents happened, we see a wave of urgency, position shuffling, and reactive decision making, which overshadows real reforms. To avoid these kind of incidents in future. Soon after, a flurry of statements masks real reforms or real inaction. Once the dust settles, meaningful actions are often missing, which causes a continuous cycle of these incidents, one after another, in the city. Despite the failure of the different government institutions, there is another aspect which is exposed by these kind of tragedies, is the lack of awareness and emergency preparedness of the general public. Many people inside the buildings didn't know where the exits were and how many out of them are closed or opened. But I can ask a similar question to you, to all of you, that whenever you enter any unfamiliar building, so how many times you check for any alternative exit routes to handle to respond any kind of emergency situation? So this is, and the one more question is, how many of you have ever participated in the fire drills? So maybe very few of you, or in the general, it's not practicing even in the industries as well, especially in the workplace buildings. It's not very common. So fire safety is not only about equipment. It's about knowledge. A trained person can save not only his own life, but the lives of others. We don't need to go any far away. Let's take an example of any particular, the most heart of the city business hub. If you go to any few buildings, so you will come across the
different buildings having lack of fire protection equipment system installed, missing emergency lights, accessibility is reduced due to the storage near entrance, near staircases. So are we waiting for another tragedy to remind us of the value of the preparedness? I have personally seen the buildings where fire protection systems exist only on papers. A building does not safe because it has fire extinguishers. It becomes safe when every safety system works as intended. The real tribute to the victim is to prevent next incident. We cannot change what happened at Gul Plaza, but we can change what can happen tomorrow. Because buildings can be rebuilt, but the human lives cannot. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asif. It was a great speech. And yes, you are absolutely right. Today, when Toastmaster Eba entered the room, in today's meeting, she immediately told me that she can smell something burning. And I should have asked that in case something is wrong with the AC or the internet or some with wiring, where is the fire extinguisher? Where is the emergency exit? So yes, this thing is very relevant, and we usually don't think about it in our day-to-day routine. And even with respect to being a Pakistani as well, that we are working in so many small places, so many congested areas, and yes, we are unable to provide with the emergency exit or fire extinguisher or simple basic necessities which are not permanent. But Toastmaster Asghar, you had asked a question before. Can you please repeat the question?
Well, I was just asking a legal perspective that we used to heard, we used to hear a term disabled person. Then after certain decade, they called it a person with a special ability. Nowadays, they are calling it differently abled person. What's the difference? And
Basically, the answer is that I started with my today's program or today's meeting was to treat the other person with dignity. That is the main idea. That is the main legal answer. That you have to treat other person with dignity. What happened was that throughout history, when we were using various terms, these terms became stigmas, and they allowed and caused discrimination. So instead of saying the word blind, now we are saying visually impaired. Instead of saying dumb and deaf, we are saying speech impaired or hearing impaired. So that's how the terms are evolving. So in the proper name of the convention is of the International Convention is Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and we use the short form PWD. But nowadays they are saying that no, by including this word dis, DIS, we are actually discriminating against them. We are not treating them as one of ourselves. We are not treating them as persons. So now they are trying to avoid this and saying differently abled. And there are many other forms and terms which are now evolving. The language is continuously evolving, and the purpose is to avoid the discrimination. And basically, this is one example as well, that in under the British law, our colonial masters, there was this law, the Lunacy Act 1890, Lunacy Act. But then came Mental Treatment Act 1930. What happened was in that act, the word lunacy or lunatic was replaced with patient. And now they are patient. And the word asylum was replaced with the word hospital. So this is how the treatment is also evolving with the words that we are using. and the evolution of the words and the treatment is going hand in hand. Another example is this program. Please go at home and search this word, Akiton. I might be spelling it incorrectly, pronouncing it incorrectly. Aktion T4. Akiton T4. It was a program initiated during the World War II to eliminate and kill all the persons with disabilities. Because with this idea of superior race, they were treating them inhumanely and they were getting rid of them. So please do search this word. So yes, please.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, the word special is also removed.
They are basically the word Special Olympics, for example. It is there. We are still using the word Special Olympics is there, but it will depend upon the context. There are no hard and fast rules. For example, in the law, we are still using the word unsound mind, person of unsound mind. We are still not using the word mental illness. But we have to be the entire criteria is that we have to be kind, we have to be respectful, and we have to see the context and whether we are hurting someone. We will have to judge ourselves and evaluate ourselves as well. So with respect to legal, the answer is that yes, the idea is to respect someone's dignity because they have a fundamental right of dignity as well, like all of us. But how to enforce it, it is very difficult. It is not that easy. And the main point is that the language is continuously changing. It is continuously evolving. Just ask yourself that if this particular word that I am using is going to hurt someone, or is it hurting someone, or is causing discrimination against them, or we are unable to treat them like a person, or we are unable to treat them with the same treatment that we are expected for ourselves, that we are expecting for ourselves. With this, I would like to move on to our next.
Okay, before
session.
that, the timing of the two speeches, Toastmaster Asif, the speech was within time. And unfortunately, Majid Akhtar's speech was over time. Is there a word?
Basically, now this is
word over.
This is
That's-
now
that's
this is
word over.
now this is the domain of Toastmaster, our acting president, that if she can allow the election process to go on or not.
What?
Because the
Fine,
voting
fine.
process,
Fine,
because the voting process, the selection commission is already very controversial. So it is up to you to decide whether you will allow Toastmaster Majid to participate in the election or give victory to Toastmaster or Asif on default.
I think I should allow him.
Yeah.
Why? Since you.
Oh, you cannot question.
No, no, no,
You
no.
cannot question the authority. You are vote counter. You are already very controversial. So yes, we are moving on with the voting. And yes, Toastmaster Asif and Toastmaster Majid Akhtar are going to please vote for the best speaker. So sorry, Toastmaster Asif, I just snatched away your victory. I think. So with this, I would like to invite Table Topics Master, and Table Topic Master is our acting president today, Toastmaster Salah Hamid. Please, the charge is all yours. The stage is all yours.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster of the evening. And with that, good evening once again to the most spontaneous, engaging segment of the meeting, that is the table topic session segment. With that, before going to start, I would like to talk about a little for this theme, that enabling equity for the differently abled. A truly inclusive society is not built only with policies, ramp, or technologies. It is built with empathy, compassion, and respect. Ashfaq Ahmed, a famous writer and intellect, says that recalled my mind when I read the theme. He says that डिग्रियां तो तालीमी अखराजात की रसीदें होती. Degrees are just the receipt of the educational expenses. A degree may reflect our education, but our values, compassion, and our actions reflect our true character. So please, with that note, let us reflect on our words, attitude, and choices, and how we can create a world where everyone feels valued and included, empowered, and with dignity as well. So let's start our table topic segment, which is not truly, but it is based on the theme. So our first table topic speaker would be Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. Okay, Toastmaster Majid, your topic is if everyone is unique. If everyone is unique, why do we expect everyone to fit in?
All right, excellent. Thank you so much. If everybody is unique, then why are we trying everybody to fit in? Actually, the reason is that we all have different needs and wants. Yeah. So when we are good at something, we might be helping out a lot of people. We as a human are social animals. We cannot live without doctors. We cannot survive without those vegetable sellers. We cannot survive without the school teachers. We cannot survive without the lawyers, doctors, stuff. So everybody has their unique ability and they're good at it. And that unique ability is given to that one person to support the other person. We might be needing lawyer in our life, advocate in our life in many situations, and the same advocate might be needing doctor in many life situations. So that is why God has created this lovely balance. Different people are good at different things, and when they are together, when they are knitted together, they are actually creating a beautiful society. Yeah. But when somebody is thinking that if I'm good at something, I will not be needing no human beings, then that person is wrong. We cannot survive without cooperating, contacting with other people. So therefore, no matter you are good at something or not, you will need to interact with other persons. So for this reason, if everybody is so perfect in oneself, still that very perfect person will be needing help from mother, from father, from sibling, from teacher, from anybody. So that is the reason why the knitted society is the best society to live in. Tabletop master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Majid. Okay, with that, let's put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar, your topic is We Learned. Please, sorry, and thank you. As children, have you forgotten them as adults?
Thank you very much for the topic. I haven't forgotten yet. That is why I thanked you. But I really appreciate the idea of the wider application of this rather philosophical aspects that during our childhood, during the early age of our growing up years, perhaps we are rather obedient, we are rather grateful and respectful. But some of us, including me, when we become adults, we somehow forget some of the lesson that we learned during our childhood years. One of them is to give respect. It is perhaps some of us entrenched a certain bias or a sense of superiority. I think we need to revisit our childhood years when what you call we learned the thank you and sorry. We need to rephrase them. We need to fine tune them into perhaps a larger sentence, or perhaps should be more specific. But in the end of the day, it's all about sorry and thank you that we need to learn, and not need to learn, but also apply when we move in our day-to-day work. This is the end from my side. Over to you.
Thank you so much. With that, I would like to invite our guest Mars. Please put your hands together and welcome guest Mars. Guest Mars, your topic for today is can a single word change someone's life?
everyone and my fellow Toastmasters. Words are very much influential on our life. They can break us, they can make us. And in my professional field and when I was in my university, some words from the teachers and some words from the colleagues that really hurt us or really make us feel very confident. And sometimes from the boss when he says best, that's great, that is something very uplifting. But sometimes they say you're a fool, like just example, so that really discriminate and we feel like we are nothing. So in all time in our family life also there are some relations that that those words can make us and break us. So this is very important. When we are communicating with anyone, we should not hurt anyone, and especially when the topic is about the especially able people. They are very much sensitive towards the words, and they are very sensitive towards how the people see them. And I usually avoid to continuously see a person that is specially able because they might feel inferior or something like that. So this is also, and one word can destroy someone's life also and make someone's life also.
Thank you so much for a powerful message. One word can make someone's life and can destroy either. Okay, with that, let's welcome our next speaker from the online participant, Noreen Fatma. Noreen Fatma, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible. Noreen, your topic for today is, would you speak up against bullying? Would you speak up against bullying?
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Table Topic Master, for asking me such a very thought-provoking question. Yes, I think bullying is related to someone. Bullying is actually a phenomena in which uh, some of your acquaintances or class fellows or even your colleagues try to humiliate you, maybe based on your appearance, maybe on your language, or any discrimination in your personality that might could be the reason for the bullying. But I think it should be eliminated and should be taken seriously, and people should take action against that, because many of us have been faced this issue during our childhood, maybe or in our professional life, and it might really affect us in our in our personalities and affect our lives. I know of someone who has been bullying through their school life, and it impacted their life. So, and it shaped their perspective about life, and uh, may and led to his their childhood traumas. And when now we can see them, and they are when they share some bitter experiences from their early childhood, that really make us feel sad. And I think it now is the time we need to start take actions, not only our schools, by our school administrations, same with our HR department in our organization, where it needs to be taken seriously, because this bullying can destroy someone's life, and we are not the ones to destroy someone's life or to make someone's life miserable. Over to you, Ms. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. Now, our next table topic speaker would be Toastmaster Fahim. Toastmaster Fahim, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Okay, Toastmaster Fahim, your topic is, when does staying silent mean accepting wrong? When does staying silent mean accepting wrong?
Thank you, just Table Topic Master. When does staying silent mean? No, sorry. When does staying silent
Means.
means? Okay, means you're wrong. Um, to be honest, I don't think there are that many occasions when staying silent means you are wrong. I guess in our day-to-day life, keeping our mouth shut, putting our head down, staying focused on what we do, is the I guess the uh, is the secret ingredient of being happy. You know, take relationship, take whatever. If you stay silent, you will be all right. Okay, there are only very few occasions in life when saying something uh, uh, can really mean something. If you see something bad happening outside or in a fight, just taking a stance, being courageous, you know, it's easier said than done. I have been a coward myself. I have seen injustice being done at workplace, at various other occasions. You know, at that time I've kept my mouth shut, and even at that time I felt guilty. You know, there have been occasions, I can't think of a particular example right at this point, but there have been certainly, definitely instances where you're seeing someone being treated badly, and inside you want to shout, but you just can't shout because of various reasons. Let's say you are at work, and if you say something, you might lose a job, you know. But there are only very few occasions where it actually means something. And if someone is being talkative and they're using it, oh, I just can't stay silent, you know, they're probably just making an excuse for it. Uh, with that, over to you, table topic master.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Everyone have different opinion. So with that, let's invite our next table topic speaker. Who's online? Shafak. Shafak, are you there? Fozia. Fozia, are you there?
Shafak is also online.
Shafak, are you there?
Yes.
First take Shafak, then you can.
Okay, Shafak, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm there.
Yes, Shafak is there. Okay, Shafak, your topic is this too shall pass. Do you believe it?
Yes.
This too shall
Can
pass.
you repeat it, please?
This too shall pass.
Two
Do
shall
you believe it?
pass.
ये वक्त पे
I didn't understand your.
ये वक्त पे गुजरता है.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you change the topic, please?
Okay, yes, I can change a topic for you. Okay,
Yes, thank you.
your topic is, let me find some easier one. Okay, what hurts more? What hurts more? Ignorance or rejection? What hurts more?
Can you
Ignorance?
repeat it, please?
What hurts more, ignorance or rejection? What hurts more,
Ignorance and rejection.
or yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, table topic master. Dear fellow Toastmaster and guest, I think the ignorant hurt the most because when we are ignorant about something, then we walk in darkness. And if we can study in Islam, so the most important thing is education. So that's why I think ignorant is most hurtful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, guest Shafak, for participating. Okay, now I would like to invite Noreen.
Fawzia Shah.
Fozia. Fozia, are you there? Fozia Shahab.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Fozia, your topic is, do we see pupil? Do we see pupil? or do we see label?
Can you
Label.
repeat it again?
Do we see people or do we see labels?
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master. And thank you for giving me a chance. Do we see people or do we see labels? Definitely, we see people because labels change, but people are there and we see people as in accordance to different sort of needs or requirements, or otherwise we see people because we need to communicate with them, or somehow or the other people are always in contact with us. Versus labels. Labels are not so important. They keep on changing. And as well as labels might vary, but the way we want to get into people or connect people, this is more inclined than we see labels. So, as far as I think, we see people, I see people, or you say we see people and we don't see labels. But there is another thing which is very important, that there are categories. Here, if we have uh, some sort, uh, there are categories according to our system, because some people who are more inclined towards people and some are more inclined towards labels. But as far as I am concerned, or we are concerned, we see people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this, Shahab. Now, Toastmaster Imran. Hiba. Toastmaster Hiba, would you like to please come on the stage? Please welcome her. Okay, Toastmaster Hiba, your topic is who needs to change? Who needs to change? The person or the society?
Okay. And the word of the day is accessibility.
Yes.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in my opinion, I would say that the society needs to change, especially our Pakistani society, because from my life experience, I find them very narrow-minded, judgmental, exactly, narrow-minded, judgmental, and very conservative at many times. However, at many times, and this has been, this is generally speaking in public gatherings and even in family gatherings as well, which I've experienced. And in comparison, the person is the person's thinking. The person's thinking is not to be the person. The person's thinking does not need to change, or it does not need to change, or it doesn't affect the other person, because it's not necessary that we interact with that person on a day-to-day basis. But the society, in my view, needs to change, because many a times, like I said earlier, I feel that we live in a conservative society, conservative and very narrow-minded society, and people are very judgmental about each other, which we should try to avoid. And many a times I also feel that we as Pakistanis are very interfering in other people's matters. especially in family matters. And we cannot mind our own business and let the other person live. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us know that people do not mind their own business. Maybe they don't have any business. Okay, so with that, I would like to call our next speaker, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Please put your hands together. Toastmaster Imran Rana, your topic is, are barriers built with bricks? Are barriers built with bricks or with bias?
Thank you so much for quite an interesting topic. Are barriers built with bricks or by biasness? There are two types of barriers. One is the physical barriers, and one is the emotional barrier. The physical barriers can be built with the help of physical things. Like if we have bricks, we can create a wall and it could serve like a barrier. And the emotional barrier comes with the personal biasness, or what is the other word for biasness? Discrimination.
Prejudice.
Yes. So both the walls can be break very easily. How? Physical wall can break with the help of physical, what do we call physical things, like with the help of what do you call the crane that had some
Bulldozer.
done, yeah, physical, it yeah, it breaks the wall easily. And whereas the emotional barriers can be break with the help of positive attitude, with the help of positive thinking, and with the help of positive words. So the physical barrier, if it's a physical barrier, then it's not an issue, but try not to have that emotional barrier. Try to live with love, with passion, with empathy, and with what do we call
Compassion.
compassion. Over to you.
Thank you so much for a wonderful speeches of yours. Allama Iqbal says, कोई काबिल हो तो हम शाने कई देते हैं, कोई काबिल हो तो हम शाने कई देते हैं, ढूंढने वाले को दुनिया भी नहीं देते हैं. So if we really want to make a better, brighter, beautiful society, so come up with the compassion, respect, and with the equity to help the people around us, so that there won't be any kind of a problem, any misery, any one will be feeling any kind of a hardship. So let's be together. Let's speak together. Let's not be quiet. Keep on speaking. Thank you so much. With that, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, table topic master and our acting president, Toastmaster Sada Hamid. These were very heavy table topics, I must say, and but they basically complemented the theme of our today's meeting. And she has the ability to mold herself according to the theme, and she is always willing to learn, and she's always willing to grow, and she wants to grow, and can't wait to listen to your prepared speech, inshallah, in our next meeting. Before moving on to our third section, Toastmaster Imran Rana basically asked this background of this word special. So this word special has a very dark history behind it. Basically, President John F. Kennedy's sister, who was very outgoing, she was very rebellious, she was very, how should I say, very, very powerful woman. So her father was very fed up from her. So he basically admitted her to an institute and they perform lobotomy over her. It is a surgery on her brain, and that totally altered her personality. And to honor their sister, the Kennedy brothers started Special Olympics to honor her sister. So it has a very dark history as well. And before moving on to the general evaluation session, I would also like to share one more aspect with respect to the Convention on the Rights of the Person with Disabilities, that this convention does not include a definition of disability. This is something which is very important. Instead, the convention adopts a social model of disability, and by this it means that the people are disabled by barriers in society. The word the topic which was given to Toastmaster Imran Rana, not by their own impairments or their differences. So it is basically the society which is creating barriers for them. So this is also one of the aspect to see this topic, to see this subject, that we should not see the impairments of that particular person, but we need to see how the society is going to accommodate them, how they are going to change themselves to make them comfortable. These two topics of Toastmaster Hiba and Toastmaster Emmanuel Arana were very relevant to today's theme as well. So moving on to general evaluation, I am today's general evaluator, TTM Shahrukh. So basically, this is the third section of our program, and it is a very important section. It is a very important segment because we not only learn about our weaknesses in area of improvement, but we also learn, especially for the evaluators, we also learn to be kind to the speakers. Because if you are going to be judgmental and if you are going to evaluate them strictly, it is a possibility that the speaker won't be able to speak the next time, or our guest won't be able to become our member the next time. So it is very important for us that we are encouraging, we are nurturing, and we create such an environment that people are, or the members or the guests are very comfortable when they are whenever they are attending our meeting, and they are able to speak freely, comfortably, and share everything with us. With this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Asghar to evaluate the debate speech of Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. Toastmaster Asghar, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Journal Evaluator, because since you changed your role, so I would like to call you now the Journal Evaluator. So my target speakers toast our divisional director, Majid Akhtar. Majid Akhtar was speaking about the speech for leadership excellence series. Oh my God, resolving conflict. The speech consisted 10 to 15 minutes. Do I have only 3 minutes even for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Waiting.
That's the discrimination.
Yes. Toastmaster Majid Akhtar, the one thing I liked is your introduction, the way you set the stage for all of us and helped us to understand what actually you are going to saying with us. You defined the conflict and how those conflicts usually erupt. And then you talked the type, method, and facilitation, collaboration. In the end, the brainstorming method, how to resolve those conflicts. By ending your presentation, a leader must resolve a conflict. By the examples as you rated, you are a leader and you are, I believe now you are able to resolve those conflicts. But how you prepared it? The one thing I liked is you did not rely any notes or documents in front of you. You rather came up with certain slides, and that is one thing I really liked. It seemed that you are prepared. Your visual was there, and they definitely helped us to understand the materials. Your language was very much simple and clear, understandable to all of us. You make yourself accessible for all of us by involving us like a Q&A session in the middle of your presentation. That is something I really liked. Now, how could it be more effective? I believe had you come up with some funny picture regarding contentious personalities that would have added, as a part of our entertainment, any picture from the slides, because you were with your slides. Similarly, as you come up with an actual conflict, for example, two companies, even Iran-American war, why they are in Tesodai's trip, why the conflict is so much inevitable, and at least some of your personal experience. I know, and I would like to repeat once again that you are not married, you don't have mother-in-law. So there is a very little chance of conflict inside the home. But you could have come up with some personal experience from your job. Overall, it was an excellent presentation. And thank you very much to inform us some aspect of the conflict. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asif. Usually he's always telling us about his mother-in-law. Today he's reaching out. Today you are reaching out. I mean, usually today you are reaching out and asking about others' mothers-in-laws. Yes. Now he is broadening his horizon. So the next we have Toastmaster Heba Reid, and she is going to evaluate our prepared speaker today, Toastmaster Asif. Toastmaster Heba, the stage is all yours.
What is the difference between hard and harass? Yeah, after that.
Okay, Toastmaster Asif. Your time. Toastmaster Asif, during the time you spoke, what I liked was that you had good vocal variety. You had good clarity during the time you spoke, and I could detect no signs of hesitation. You had written the speech well, and the audience were listening with good interest. You also had good comfort level during the time you spoke. What I liked about your speech was that it was about the Gold Plaza incident, which was very tragic in the history of Karachi, and it had, because of which a lot of people have come under scrutiny. It was basically a very eye-opener in our history, in the history of Karachi, sorry. And you also had good body gestures during a speech. And I specifically like the fact that during the time you spoke, you were moving in your speaking area like this. Constantly you were like this. And however, there were some areas of improvement in your speech. Firstly, you could have avoided the notes. Although I know this is still the beginning, but you could have avoided the notes, because of which your hand gestures were closed. And secondly, there were some words in your speech which could have been pronounced in a better way. Overall, it was a good effort. Best of luck for the next project. Thank you. Did I qualify?
Yeah, promise. Minimum time is
I thank you, Toastmaster Heba. Before I invite table topics evaluated, Toastmaster Rana had a question.
Yes.
This is a very interesting session. I'm asking questions. Yes, please.
So my question was, what's the difference between the word harass and harsh?
Basically, when we say harassment, so in terms of legally speaking, so the main idea behind the word harassment is discrimination. That due to harassment, discrimination is being called on the basis of harassment. It can be of either gender, and she is or he is unable to perform at his workplace due to the harassment, due to the workplace harassment. Okay. So this is the one aspect. Harsh is a very subjective word, but are you, or if that particular person is being harsh to her or his employee or employer, and if the intention is to insult that particular person in front of others, or to speak something which is not true about her, or to use a language which is belittling her or causing discrimination against her, so that can qualify as harassment. But again, it has to be seen in the context, in the facts of the case, as well as the evidence which the both side will have to prove. The problem with the cases of harassment is that it more or less depends upon our cultural understanding of the issues as well. For instance, in Pakistan, it is not very normal to shake a hand with the opposite gender. But in UK, it is very normal that you can hug or shake hands. Over here, it can become a problem. Over there, it is not a problem. So it cannot be applied universally. You will have to see what is the context, what are the facts, and in which particular situation or in which setup or in which scenario the word harsh was used. Was it in the sense of providing instructions or bullying someone or actually harassing someone, or will it qualify as a harassment? So that particular act or that particular complaint has to pass through various stages of reducing the facts in order to come to the conclusion that yes, that harshness did qualified as harassment. So I hope I have answered your question. I hope.
Thank you.
So with this, I would like to invite two table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Asghar, on the floor. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Data Evaluator, DTM Shahrukh. The topics were given were thought-provoking and educational. Our first speaker was, well, since he's not here, so I would like to start from Moez, the guest. Simple words can change one's life. You're the one who attempted this topic rightly. Moez, you talked about the importance of the words. With the clear example of your student years, and you referred what the teacher usually address their students, and you distinguished the words. You mentioned that there are some words which are uplifting while others are demeaning or harmful. The thing that I want to say about you is throughout your speech, believe me, you are so much confident. Your eye contact was there. And I did not detect a single grammatical mistakes. I'm not a master of English grammar, by the way, but I tried to find out a single mistake from here and there. Believe me, I didn't. You used your hand gestures very well. And Toastmaster, you may not be, you were not available for Toastmaster for so long years, but I have seen Toastmasters inside you. And I want you to further strengthen it or cemented it by coming regularly and joining with us. You will enjoy Wednesday's evening with us. I guarantee you. Thank you for coming today over here. Toastmaster Noreen, are you there? Yes, she is there. So Toastmaster Noreen, would you speak up against the bullying? You talked about the bullying, but I found you talking in the context of education, educational institute, and the office life. You talked how the bullying is specific among the school-going children, especially, and they faced bullying in their early childhood. But here is my comments. As usual, I have seen you speaking as a prepared speaker as well. You're very much confident, believe me. But I have some problem with your stage crafting. Your face was very close to the camera, and half of your face was hidden by your ears. I know you have a beautiful ear, but we want to see the face of speaker clearly. I hope you will remove my complaint when you are speaking next time. Thank you very much. Our next speaker, our handsome boy, has he gone? Yes. The gentleman, when silence means accepting wrong, is gone. Okay, so I would like to go to Shafaq if he is there.
Yes.
Is he there? Huh?
No, Shafaq has also.
Okay, then I will move again for the sake of our timing. Well, I want to skip them because if they are not there, Heba, person or society and who should be changed? Huh?
See on the YouTube.
Sorry?
They can see on the YouTube.
Do you think they do? Huh? Should I? I think the Heba. Those who are the present have a person or society who should change, should be changed. You chose society. I totally agree with you. Not only because you chose our society, how narrow-minded and judgmental the society is. You mentioned it rightly. You talked about the bitter experience about the society, and you talked about the interference in office life, in education, even in family. The last one was striking for me. The one thing that I want you to review for the sake of improvement, there is always an element of informality in your speech, number one. Number two, you always convey from your facial expression that you don't like all of us who are sitting in front of me. These are the two elements I want to review them while you are watching your speeches. I want to review you if they are correct, let it be correct. If I'm wrong, you are right, it's okay. The next one, are barrier built with bricks or biases? Okay, you talked about, this is perhaps the first time, by God, I saw you talking confidently, and what I did for boys, I also did the same thing for you. I consciously tried to find out a single grammatical mistakes because you are like me. You are capable of violating sometimes the English grammar. But I did not, today I did not detect a single mistakes. Number one. Number two, today it seems to me that you're more systematic. Number one, how you defined it, and then how you categorized them into physical and emotional, and how you further explained them. I really liked it today. I'm telling you from the core of my heart. But at the same time, I'm warning you about one thing. I always find an element of informality in your speech. The speech should be formal one from the beginning to the end. This is from my side. Over to you, Jardal Everett. You.
Okay, before that, I would request everyone to please cast the vote for the best speaker, table topic speaker, and best evaluator.
So, moving on with our evaluation session. Now, for the roles, so Toastmaster Imran Rana is a grammarian, is a timer, is a word counter. So please explain all the roles. Thank you very much. The stage is all yours.
Okay, so today I observed amazing vocabulary and a very few grammatical errors, such as they were non-connective, the used during the prepared speeches. And today, I must say, Toastmaster Asif used some amazing vocabulary. There were few words which I wanted to write them, but due to so many things in my plate, I was not able. So, overall, word of the day being used by Asgar and Toastmaster of the day. So with that, timing, as per timing, only Majid Akhtar was overtime, but because of the de facto president, she allowed.
Being president.
So most of us were within time. Over to
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Then we have our counter, so Toastmaster as well. Please, the table is the stage is again all yours.
Yes, thank you. As an art counter, I noted few things. For example, sometimes there were certain words which were repeated. For example, Asif repeat words this some 3 times in during his speech. There were certain R's from you, Toastmaster Heba. 3 R's I pointed out because I'm habitual of expressing the R's myself, and I can easily detect the number of R's. Imran Rana, you are also using a couple of R's while in your speech. So this is from my side, Jardal Evaluator. Over to you.
Well, that's good. And now for the general evaluation of the entire meeting. Well, So my favorite line was the table topic about ignorance and rejection. That was a very brilliant topic. And then we started on time almost. Sergeant Ram was missing, but we had our brilliant acting president with us. And the most important thing about today's meeting was that the members took up the role on the spot. So this is very encouraging. Even though the membership or the attendance was very less today, but the members played their role, took up the roles, and made this meeting a success. So congratulations, all of you. And obviously, attendance was small today, but I hope that the quality of the meeting was good. And I basically really enjoyed, especially the questions being asked from the attendance, from the members, from the guests about about anything that they want to know about, or any a new thing they want to learn about with respect to the rights of the especially able people. So with this, I would now hand over the chance to the table topic master.
I had a question.
No, I'm still on the stage.
Harassment. For instance, if someone calls you a liar in your workplace without any evidence, would that be called a harassment, form of harassment?
From the facts which are being submitted by you at this point, yes.
Without any evidence?
Obviously, but because other side will also be provided with the opportunity and they will have to see, but saying someone a liar is discriminatory in itself. And even if a person is a liar, it does not give the other person the right to insult them or say that you are a liar, you are a cheater. You will have to. Even otherwise, because the entire point is that you will have to uphold this fundamental right of dignity. You cannot insult someone. For example, it is just a small example that even when the accused are presented in courts, is it necessary for them to be handcuffed? This is a question which has been worked upon, written upon, and debated upon in the legal circles. That if there is an accused who is old, who is infirm, and who won't run away, so it is necessary, or do you think it is necessary to handcuff them and insult them, telling them that no, they are accused in such and such case? Or for example, if there is a teacher, he's a respectable person, and now he has a case against him, but he is innocent until proven guilty. So is it so it is pertinent or it is mandatory to handcuff him and to insult him and to parade him in front of everyone? So you don't have the right to insult anyone. That is the flat line. That is the flat line. You cannot insult anyone. You cannot say words which are derogatory to them.
Or even call someone an auntie in a workplace.
Obviously, that depends upon the context. Someone might say, yes, it is a good thing. Someone might say that, no, you are insulting me. Because sometimes what happens is, it is one of the examples in the defamation cases, there are certain exceptions provided in the PPC. In one that there's that we are using normal conversation with the other person, but the context is added to someone else. And sometimes we are using very normal words, which are innocent on the face of it, but the context or the way they are using it can harm someone, can hurt someone. So again, it becomes very difficult to prove in the court of law as well that these were the facts and this was the context, and he used this particular word or particular term in this context, and this is how I am aggrieved. So it becomes it becomes very difficult basically sometimes. So anyway, moving on. So I would now like to hand over the charge to the Toastmaster of the day, that is me. And before we part with the meeting, I would like to read out two of the guidelines of the Toastmasters International with respect to ensuring and protecting the rights of the differently able persons. First is ask what our members need. So first of all, it is the duty of the office bearers and the members to ask our members that what is it that they need. Second is beware of the resources. For instance, if a member is visually impaired, we used to have manuals which were in braille, and this is this specific language in which it is written. They are like dots. Yes, they are like dots, and visually impaired people can read them. So we used to have manuals. Now we have technology. Now it is audible thanks to phone and WhatsApp and internet. But now the technology has facilitated us. So we need to know how what kind of resources do we have in our club and how we can facilitate them. Third is never confuse the ability to speak with the ability to communicate. This is very important because because a speaker or a member can communicate through sign language, through computer-based communication devices, along with his gestures, body language, and so on and so forth. So if a particular member is unable to speak, it does not mean that he's unable to communicate. Next is understand the role of the support worker. It is possible that a member is escorted with a support worker. So when you are addressing to that member, address to that member, not the support workers, right? And then we have, if you have doubt, this basically is for the office bearers, our role holders, and for our members, that how to support the members with varying abilities. First is contact and learn from other organizations. Contact the person without breaking confidentiality. Again, the principle of dignity is there. Reach out and ask general questions. You don't have to be specific. That what is this, or what is this, or what is it, this particular kind of problem with you? You need to ask general questions to them so that they are comfortable. Venue should be made accessible. If a member is on electric scooter or if he's on a wheelchair, so it can become accessible to them. And auditory cues for timing. If a member is visually impaired, so for the purpose of timing, auditory cues can be used as well. So there are many guidelines. And I would also like to mention 3 particular instances in which the Karachi Toastmasters has done with respect to accessibility, with respect to the rights of the differently able people. First was that we had Toastmaster Asad Rafi with us for a very long time, and he used to come to and attend our meeting on wheelchair. And all the members were very attentive about his needs, and they always used to perform. They would always used to make sure that the meeting which is being held is on the ground floor. The venue is accessible for him. He has he can peacefully park his car, or if he used to and if he wants to use the toilet or go to the bathroom, then there are no problem being faced by him. So that was a very beautiful time when the Karachi Toastmaster took all those initiatives to make a particular member feel comfortable and made it accessible for him. Second was that we conducted speechcraft at the IDARI School for Visually Impaired, which was basically one of the requirements for my DTM. So that was a very good exercise. I will try to send or share the meeting link with the Toastmaster Manrana if I can find it. And once we had a member who was visually impaired, and we also had a member who was speech impaired, but he used to speak because of the hearing aid. He developed his speech. So he was hearing impaired, sorry, not speech impaired, but he had developed his speech using hearing aid. And working with him in those days in Toastmaster, I actually learned the difference between hearing aid and cochlear implant. That what is the difference between them? So basically, it is a journey. We learn about rights, we learn about how to facilitate them. And obviously, the key word today of the meeting was accessibility. And that should be the goal of our meeting in our club as well. With this, I would like to hand over the charge back to our acting president. And I thank you all for patiently listening to me. I am going on and on and on, giving you a lecture about laws and everything, but thank you very much. Acting president.
Yes, and thank you so much on the behalf of acting president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I particularly want to say thanks to all the role holders, our evaluators, and our guests, online and the physical ones. Would you like to say something? Yes, I would like Toastmaster Imran to please announce the result as well.
So the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Majid Akhtar.
Please clap.
That's able speaker goes to Toastmaster Fahim Rasak. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Nibar Ishaq. And best pick four goes to Toastmaster of the Day.
Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you so much. Congratulations, everyone. And your time, effort, and participations mean a lot. And everything made the meeting wonderful and a success. And with that, I would like you to please attend the next meeting as well with the same enthusiasm and active participation. And I would like to say thank you once again, and the meeting adjourned. Thank you.
I was thinking, why